Channel 45. Your new broadcast home for Timberwolves basketball is Channel 45. Watch the NBA's 2004 Midwest Division champs all season long. Catch the first game Saturday, November 6th, when the Wolves take on the New Orleans Hornets. Only on Channel 45.
No one has more SUV choices than Chevy, period. Get the right deal on the right SUV right now during the Chevy Right Truck event. Turn the key and start a revolution with $5,500 total cash back on an 04 Tahoe or Suburban with GMAC financing. Hurry, the Chevy Right Truck event ends November 1st. See your select Heartland Chevy dealers today.
Dear Grand Casino, we go to the casino a couple of times a month. Recently, I won a pair of diamond earrings playing the slots. They're about the size of the ones pro athletes wear. I live and work on a farm, and I wear them all the time. I know it sounds silly, but I just feel pretty when I have them on. Besides, the animals seem to like them. My name is Linda Hudson, and that's my Grand Casino story. The Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe welcomes you.
I'm a Ford truck man. It's the biggest truck event of the year. It's Ford's Big Throwdown. Ready for a throwdown? Where you can save big on America's #1 selling trucks. Now get great throwdown savings like $4,500 cash back on the award-winning F-150.
You can rely on this truck.
Or get over $5,600 in total savings on Ranger. And check out the bigger, bolder, tougher than ever next Ford Super Duty. Get the Ford's Big Throwdown today.
Ask the experts. See your Northland Ford dealer today.
Welcome back to Viking Sports Wrap. They're getting ready on the field with some pregame festivities down here in the Superdome. Kickoff in 15 minutes. Well, Dante Culpepper is on pace to smash more records this year than Mike Beck's Disco Demolition Night a few years ago, 25 years ago to be exact, down in Chicago. But so far this season, Dante has been spinning sweet music in the NFL. Dante started this season, and he's gone platinum. He leads the NFC in every passing category, completing 109 passes for over 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns. He is also on pace to break the NFL single-season records for completions, yardage, and touchdowns, trumping two marks Dan Marino set in his incredible 1984 season. Dante has also accounted for more touchdowns than 29 of the other 31 teams in the league. Well, you're only a rookie once in the NFL, and you only get to play your very first game in the NFL once also. That maiden voyage, sink or swim, good or bad, is something you'll always remember. Rod Simons has more on first game memories.
It's high profile, glamorous, a game anyone would love to play. So it stands to reason that once you make it, you never forget that. Number 11 remembers his first game against the Bears in 2000.
It was a great one. I had 3 rushing touchdowns, and we had a comeback victory. So I'll definitely always remember that one.
Dante's debut was unforgettable. 13 of 23 for 190 yards. On the ground, 73 yards. For some players like Dante Culpepper, every play in their first game is vivid. But for others, the struggle to get to the NFL is the thing they remember the most. Jermaine Wiggins spent his first season on the Jets practice squad, then remembers breaking out.
One of the guys that I was backing up, he got hurt, and then I just went in there, and it was, you know, I did all right, but it was different. It was different. So I was just like, man, I got to do my job. You know, that's it. You know, I wasn't drafted or nothing like that, so I was more concerned about just getting my job, doing my job, and making sure I didn't make no mental mistakes or nothing to that effect.
In this team sport, that first game is a very personal thing. Players say it's the realization of a dream.
I just remember walking out that tunnel and, you know, seeing all those people yelling and realizing, saying to myself, man, I made it, you know. It was a great feeling for me, you know, just finally see my dream come true.
In fact, Thomas remembers his first tackle, Emmitt Smith. He wanted but didn't talk smack to him.
Nah, I didn't say anything to him. It was just like, Emmitt Smith, like, but as soon as I got home, I called on my friend, man, I talked to Emmitt Smith, so it was like a little kid all over again, you know, to talk to one of your heroes. I just, you know, it's a big thing.
It is a big thing. Memories never forgotten.
The first time I got in a game was down in Tampa Bay. And got in for 3 plays. Dave Dixon went out, and first put as a pass, and I got to block old Warren Sapp. So that was, yeah, that's a nice way to make your debut. We were 15-1 that year, and that's the only game we lost. So I kind of felt like I was the jinx or something.
My first time getting into an NFL game, you know, I started the game, so I had some butterflies. There was some nervousness there, but, you know, once you touch the opposite jersey, everything's back to normal. You just play.
Mixon would go on to find great success on Miami's defensive front. For a rookie or a veteran, that first NFL game, there's nothing quite the same. At Winter Park, Rod Simons, Viking Sportsman.
And you might be able to hear the boos behind me because the Minnesota Vikings starting offensive lineup was just introduced to the Saints fans here. One note in the starting lineup, Mike McKenzie, the former Packer, will be starting at cornerback tonight for the Saints. That's going to wrap up our coverage from New Orleans. The game is next at 11:05 tonight. Mike Tice on Sports Wrap over on Channel 5. That's a wrap from the Superdome.
Where would we be without the highlight? Would anyone remember the drive, the catch, or the tuck? Would anyone ever say, did you see that? ESPN has spent 25 years putting the spotlight on the highlight. And it's all right here in ESPN 25 the book. 25 mind-bending, eye-popping, culture-morphing years of highlights. A tribute to the plays you remember and the people that brought them to you. Plus, for the first time ever, an exclusive DVD with over 30 classic SportsCenter commercials. ESPN 25 the book. Available now.
Your truck says a lot about who you are. My truck says I'm tough, dependable, strong. They must drive Toyota trucks, like the powerful full-size Tundra, highest ranked in initial quality.
Truck eyes, rock and roll. We're much cooler.
The unbreakable Tacoma is way cool. So is the fearless 4Runner. So what does your truck say about you?
Ladies beware, I'm a truck dude.
Get zero financing on Tundra, Tacoma, or 4Runner. Or $2,000 cash on Tundra or $1,000 on Tacoma. Toyota trucks, that's moving you forward.
My life, my job, my curse is to vanquish evil. The night falls. How do I kill him? The moon rises.
No one knows how to kill Dracula.
The hunt begins. Who's hunting whom? Tuesday, adventure has a new name. Van Helsing. On the DVD Tuesday.
Looking for some action. We're going out tonight. We're gonna need a little satisfaction. We got the fever tonight. A little closer to the action. A little closer to the action. A little closer to the action. We got the fever tonight.
These are my weapons. This is my finger. My team's fortune rests on my finger. This is my arm. This is the arm that gives me strength to shape our destiny. These are the legs that help me avoid those who wish to change our fate. Brooks, Deuce, Horn. This is my opposition. My eyes. These are the eyes that focus on my goal. This is my heart. My heart. Measure the size. You can't measure the size of my heart. This is the dome. This is the dome. It gets no louder than a dome. This is my mind. The mind that will block the knower. That will heed patience. That strikes at my opponent's flaws and dreams of only one thing. The ring that's missing on my finger.
And nobody is hotter than Dante Culpepper, the NFL's highest-rated quarterback. Can Aaron Brooks and the Saints match him tonight under the dome? Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick. It's great to have you with us. The Vikings come into tonight's game with the #1 offense in the NFL. They have been virtually unstoppable. The Saints have been explosive, too, and since neither defense has been very good, we expect to see a lot of points. The Saints have a history of playing up or down against their opposition. Joe, tonight better be up.
Well, Michael, tonight is a watershed game for the Saints. After all, in the last 2 weeks, the only victories that their opponents have had have come against them. And tonight they get to go toe-to-toe with the most explosive offense in football. Conventional wisdom would say, hey, you know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to run through McAllister. But I don't believe that's going to be the way that they're going to have a chance to win this football game. When I had a chance to talk to the Saints, Aaron Brooks is going to have to take it on his shoulders. As a matter of fact, they said that they feel that they have to complete 30-plus passes to have a chance to win, Michael.
30's a lot.
30 is a lot.
Joe, thanks very much. The Vikings averaging 28 points a game. That's second in the NFL. Paul, they're not even happy with that. They think they can do better.
Well, that's because Dante Culpepper has elevated his game. This guy really has. He's a guy that really feels that I have the confidence in Moss because he's thrown 13 touchdown passes to 5 different receivers. But he says this is the first time that he feels that this offense can dominate.
Oh, thank you, Paul. When we come back, Zeus Culver with more on Culpepper and his running mate, the great Randy Moss.
To really satisfy your family, you need a big pizza. Way bigger than that. Now that's what I'm talking about. The new Full House Extra Large Pizza from Pizza Hut. It's 30% bigger than our large, but the price isn't. On one topping's just $9.99 every day. That's 30% more family-pleasing Pizza Hut pizza. No more leaving the table hungry. The new fully satisfying Full House Pizza from Pizza Hut. 30% bigger for a very tiny $9.99. Gather around the good stuff.
Guys?
No way.
Yeah, I got us on the Verizon Wireless Family Share Plan, so we can talk to each other as much as we want.
And it's got in, so you can talk to your friends all you want to.
Group hug.
Okay, sign up for the Family Share Plan, and now the whole family can make unlimited in-calls to each other and any other Verizon Wireless customer from the America's Choice coverage area. Plus, buy one Samsung A650 for $29.99 and get one free. Give me a call. Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Here's tonight's American Express game plan. The Saints defense will have its hands full trying to stop the Vikings' high-powered offense. Tops in the NFL in total yards and passing yards. And what else? Superstar Randy Moss leads the NFL with 7 touchdown catches.
And we welcome you back to New Orleans with a question. Is Randy Moss the best receiver in football? Well, we talked to a lot of players and coaches, and if you listen to them, the answer is yes. But we all know about his ability. What struck me talking to Randy yesterday was how much he talked about his love for the game. In his 7th season, the joy he's finding in the preparation, just hanging with the guys, the leadership. And then when he gets on the field, he's a freak of nature. Even in double coverage, those long arms, that great size, those great hops. I mean, he's impossible to defend. Plus, the incredible speed, so rare for a receiver his height. And he has a quarterback who has grown with him every step of the way.
I don't know how much stronger and closer we can get. I really don't know. But I think that, you know, he can see, you know, a maturity level, urge or will to get it done, and I can also see it in him. So I think that, you know, when it comes time for us to look upon each other, you know, for guidance and leadership on the field, I think we see it.
Tonight, it's new Saint Mike McKenzie, who will see the most of Moss, drafted by the Packers in '99 for the main purpose of defending Moss. This is their 11th meeting. Mutual respect is there, but can McKenzie fulfill Jim Hassel's game plan, which is simply stop Moss? Mike, that's easy to say, almost impossible to do.
Susie, you're absolutely right. ESPN presents Visa Skycam, innovative technology on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Visa Skycam provides some of the most unique and memorable images ever seen from angles no other single camera in the world can achieve. And we are excited to bring it to you every Sunday night. Should be a shootout at the Superdome when we come back to New Orleans.
four-wheel drive, 255 horsepower Pilot from Honda.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Back in New Orleans, Minnesota already leading the division, but they need to win tonight to keep that lead over Detroit. In the NFC South, Atlanta wins again. New Orleans trying to keep pace. A victory would put them at 3-3. They'd still be 2 games out of the lead.
And of course, Tampa Bay gets St. Louis tomorrow night on Monday Night TV.
Here's Mewelde Moore, the rookie running back, who was supposed to be just a kick returner this year. He has turned into the kick returner and the starting running back.
Out there, the Minnesota Vikings are now the Denver Broncos. They go 4 deep in running back, and it doesn't matter who's back there.
Kelly Campbell is also back as John Carney kicks off. And Campbell will get the return. Behind the wedge across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. And there's a flag down on the return. Tony Correnti, our referee tonight.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 24. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's really what a special teams coach wants. The first play of the ball game, the opening kickoff, and you have a holding penalty and put your team in the hole.
Rusty Tillman, the special teams coach of the Minnesota Vikings, cannot be pleased with that one.
Culpepper, 72.7%. That's number 1 in the NFL. Shouldn't be any surprise to anyone. He set the NCAA record in college. Broke Steve Young's all-time mark. They start from the 12. Culpepper with a fake. Unloads for Moss. Got it.
You know what? This is all because of blocking in the front. When you see the route that Randy Moss runs, it just takes about a day and a half to run it. Watch this. Down, they force him in the middle. He waits. Now he breaks to the outside. He's got tremendous speed, folks, and that was just too easy.
That's not what the Saints want to see out of the box.
How about the separation he got from Tabucky Jones? Goodbye, 45 yards. Robinson, Burleson join Moss as wide receivers. Draw play, Moore, big hole up the middle. Inside the 30, the 25 takes a whack and gets down to the 21-yard line. A gain of 21.
Mike, you know causes this? First of all, the blocking up front. But Randy Moss does. They just completed a big pass to Randy Moss. Now look at the middle of this field. Watch the blocking. I mean, Moore does not get touched until after he ran for 12 yards.
2 huge plays to start this game, and Minnesota all the way from its own 12 to the Saints 21. Moore again. Another gaping hole up the middle inside the 15 to the 14. Nice block by Sean Burton. The Vikings offensive line will benefit from the return of Matt Burke, the explosive center. He says his ankle is good enough to play. Randy Moss draws at least 2 defenders on every play. Still the only receiver with 1,000 yards in each of his first 6 years. And Dante Culpepper couldn't be off to a faster start. Last week, 5 touchdown passes in a game, and that was for the second time this year. Culpepper hit from behind. They brought everybody. The Saints with pressure from the blind side.
You know what causes
Darren Howard.
You know what causes a little bit of that problem is the shortness of the field now. They can't stretch the defense and get them away because the end zone's there. Watch on the left side. Howard does not get blocked. Bryant McKenzie and Chris Lewinsky, neither one of them touch him. He comes in scot-free, gets his 4th sack.
Welby Moore went the wrong way. He's got to come to the overloaded side. He went to his right. He had to come back to his left. He didn't do it. Rookie mistake.
3rd and 6, and Mo Williams, who has been bothered by a leg injury, comes in.
Boy, you got to watch the quarterback draw because of Dante's ability to run.
Tried to call a timeout, and he got it. Very fortunate to get that timeout. The timeout and the ball arrived at about the same time. Culpepper will have a chance to talk it over with Mike Tice.
Units per transaction, then we could up the margins by a very sizable
Just when I'm thinking, isn't there a car out there I could get excited about? Wham! There's this car with all this stuff. Then as I'm thinking, now here's a car I could see myself in. Wham! There's this other car with all this stuff. 2 cars, the same, yet different. Kind of like those twins I met in Chicago.
The Mazda 3 and Mazda 3 5-door. Rethink what's possible.
The Chunky Soup All-Rookie Team. Meet new Campbell's Chunky Grilled Pork Loin with vegetables and beans. Loaded with big, hearty chunks of tender pork.
This rookie always gives 110%.
Give all 6 Chunky rookies a tryout.
I've got 3 studios. This is where I do the watercolors. Out here, I like to work with acrylic. Here's where I work with oils. I put Max Life in there, and from one change to the next. No more leaks.
At $75,000, time to switch to Max Life.
Swinging a shot down the left field line, into the corner, a home run!
Catch Major League Baseball's League Championship Series action live on ESPN Radio. Go to ESPNradio.com to find the game time in your town. Get your radio on.
Just before the end of that play there, you'll see Randy Moss. Watch what Dante Culpepper does. He wants to call timeout, but he never takes his eye off the center in the ball. That's just a sign of maturity. Smart play by the quarterback.
3rd down on the opening drive for the Minnesota Vikings.